Now, I've been using the PowerBeats Pros 2 for about a week now, and I really don't know why I got them. Hey guys, I'm Danny, your friendly tech amigo. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It is free content from me to you, and we are here talking about PowerBeats Pros 2. Now, I purchased the first generation of the PowerBeats Pros in 2019 when I was in Japan. This was my favorite purchase at the time, and I loved them from the very first time I put them on. The review was actually my first ever YouTube video, and this is my 101 video. Talk about coincidence. Now that's the background. Let's get into these new ones. First glance, wow, so light, bendable, yet kinda not premium. The case is big and bulky. Although it is 30% smaller than the first, it's still pretty big. Now having a USB-C port for faster charging, that's pretty good. And we also have wireless charging, although I kind of wish that we can use the Apple Watch charger like we can use it on the AirPods 4s and the AirPods Pro's second gen. But I guess that's too much to ask for. I got the black presentation and I don't regret it. Also, with the case, you are able to get 45 hours of battery life. With the earbud themselves, you can get about 10 hours of audio playback, and that's pretty impressive. I have never met an athlete that trained for 10 consecutive hours, but if you run out of juice, you can simply put them back in the case for 5 minutes and you get 1.5 hours more of audio playback. That's pretty sweet. I don't think I'll use them for more than an hour, besides maybe the flight from Mexico City to Japan, which is 14 hours. Now let's get into the actual earbuds themselves. These are impressively very light and yes, comfortable. And yes, compared to the last model, they are a bit smaller. You get the same 3 buttons, one that controls, plays, skips, answers, and hangs up calls. Same as the model before, if you try to readjust the headphones in your ear, you can accidentally pause music or hang up a call. Luckily, these don't move at all. I ran with them and done Apple Fitness and they stay in place fairly well. And I think this has to do with the ear tips. I know that with the AirPods 4s, I get very annoyed while running because they also move around. You also have a gem of buttons. And yes, I am talking about the control buttons. That is the biggest thing I missed coming from the AirPods Pro 2nd gen to the AirPods 4. But these, in my opinion, are better just because they're actual buttons rather than the swipe gestures. These new PowerBeats Pros 2 come with something that I think is somewhat of a mistake. And yes, I am talking about the heart rate sensor. I honestly have not used it in the past few weeks that I've been using these, and that's because I have an Apple Watch. But I have an idea. Just like the AirPods 4s had 2 versions, I think they could have done the same with the PowerBeats Pros 2. One version is this version with the heart rate sensor, and the other is the one without a heart rate sensor. And if they wanted to, they could have sold these with the heart rate sensor for $299 and the others without the heart rate sensor for $249. Yeah, because we all know that Apple loves to take our money. And as far as audio quality, what can I say? I mean, these are top notch. Now with Dolby Atmos, spatial audio, transparency mode, and noise cancellation, but no conversation awareness, which we will get to that in a minute. I've connected these to my Apple TV and watched Severance on my 50-inch LG QLED TV, and they do the trick. Awesome surround sound and voice comes through in the clutch. But when I listen to music, I feel like the bass is just not as good as before. I tried changing the setting and everything, but I feel like these do lack a bit of bass, and that's a shame because that was one of the main reasons why I like the Beats by Dre line. Noise cancellation is pretty good, better than my AirPods 4s, and that pretty much has to do with the ear tips. They just make a better seal in your ear to prevent noise from passing through. But the transparency mode is not as good as I hoped it would be. Why? I have no idea, but that's a damn shame. Also, there is no conversation awareness, and for that, we get a no mames apple. I mean, imagine if you're in the gym working out and you have your hands full with some weights and you're, bench pressing and everything, and something happens and you scream out for somebody to help you, but you can't see if somebody's here, you can't hear them. Well, I guess we should have the volume on low and always have transparency mode on while working out. Safety first. All in all, these are a great upgrade from a previous version with the same price tag. They didn't even think about the inflation, which is kind of generous on Apple's side. You get better audio, better comfort, and a bit more tech with that heart rate sensor if you're a hardcore athlete, even if you're going to use it. Also, if you wear the headphones while you eat, these are key because they stay in place.